If you've been saying to yourself, I wish I could get control of my schedule, be careful what you wish for, because it turns out you might have all the power you need. Let me ask you a question. If your neighbor knocked on your door and said, hey, can I borrow you for just a minute, and asked you to maybe come see something in their yard or at their house, sure, of course, take a walk over, have a chat, see what's going on. But if your neighbor knocked on your door and said, hey, I need $1,000, can I please have that? Are you freaking kidding me? That would be a very odd request, right? We don't just normally have people walking up to us and asking us for $1,000 without a rhyme or reason. We are so sure of how we would answer somebody if they, out of the clear blue sky, asked us for money, especially if they didn't have a really close relationship to us. But we have a much more easygoing attitude about the request of our time when prompted. Isn't that interesting that somebody can come up to you and say, I want some of your time, and you could say yes very easily. And someone could say, I want some of your money, and you could say no very easily, when time is not a renewable resource where money actually is. You can get more money, and you can't get more time. So when I'm often asked the question, how do I take control back of my calendar? It is this conundrum. How do I make it more productive? How do I make it feel more like something I'm not afraid of? How do I make it what I want it to be? And then I ask, well, how often are you being asked for your time that is unnecessary? This is where we can start to reverse engineer getting that calendar to where it needs to be. It is so exciting to use a great productivity app that is amazing at saving you time. But if you've ever used one before, you probably know that it takes time to find the best productivity app. You might see one you're really excited about, but before you commit to it, you think, is there going to be a better option? What if I get this one and it doesn't work out? This is why I'm so excited to be partnering with SetApp today, because they help you remove the agonizing decision-making process from finding the perfect apps. SetApp is a curator of all the best productivity apps. You just need to type the task that you're trying to solve for right now into SetApp, and it will suggest all of its best tools. With your monthly subscription, you have access to over 240 premium apps and all of their features. No need to pay extra. Just choose the one you want, download, and get things done. Here are some of my favorites that help me get work done more efficiently. Okay, so we're just gonna go into SetApp, and whatever you need to solve for, we're gonna type it in the search. So let's say we need a focus timer. You're gonna get the best focus timers at the top. Maybe check one out here, look at the screenshots. I like to look at the reviews. This one has 76 ratings at 100%. Sounds pretty good to me. And with one click, we can install, and we've got a focus timer. Yeah. I love that one of my favorite apps is included in SetApp if you need to do any photo retouching. Touch Retouch is available in SetApp, and this is by far one of my favorite apps for removing unnecessary things in the perfect photo. If you go to the section that says available on iOS, you can see all of the apps that are available within SetApp, not just for your Mac, but for your phone as well. So let's check out To Do. I actually already have To Do downloaded on my computer, but you'll see there's an extra button here that helps you to get the app on your phone. Once you have all of your favorite apps, maybe someday you get a new computer. Well, if you go into the apps that you use and you heart them, they'll show up in your favorites. So if you need to import all of your favorite apps onto a new device, you can quickly do so by checking out the favorites section. I'm always looking for a great writing app, and Ulysses is here. That's a great example, but sometimes you get the app and it's not the right one for you. You don't have to feel stressed about that with SetApp. You just download the app, you get access to all of their features, you can know for sure that is exactly the tool that you want to use and keep using it. Or decide, you know what, I want to try something else. But there's absolutely no stress and very little decision-making process, because you know you can trust that SetApp has curated all of the best options available to you for the task that you need to get done. Go check out all of the amazing premium apps available to you right now when you use SetApp. My link is in the description below so that you can get a 7-day free trial. Check it out. If you're new around here, you've probably heard me talk about calendar blocking and time batching before. If you haven't genuinely tracked your time on every level, it might be very easy to have things slip through the cracks of where you don't even see your time is going. So that's my first prompt for most people. Where are you spending your time? Can you keep track of it from sun up to sundown? How much sleep are you getting? Can you track every bit of it? Until you measure something, it can't get better. And not everything is going to be on your calendar. Maybe if you're a calendar blocker like me, it is, but it probably isn't precise. And if you're like a lot of people, your day is very fluid and it has a lot of things just pop up. Whether you have people at work asking you to do things that were unplanned and that's part of your job, or you have people in your personal life asking you to do things because that's part of life. We've got to plan accordingly for this. But everyone's different. Everyone's ability to be flexible is different. Everybody's ability to be rigid is different. You just have to recognize where you are in the situation that you're in the season that you're in right now. And one of the easiest ways to start recognizing that black and white reference of where you are is tracking your time. What do you do when you first wake up? How long does it take? How long is your commute? Do you have a commute? Does it for some reason take you just as much time to get ready for work if you work from home and so you wait till the last minute? How much time are you getting to yourself every day? How much time are you spending with your family? How much time are you spending on just things that have to get done for your family? How much time are you spending on real focused work when you're at work? How much time are you spending in meetings? All of this broken down starts to point to some things, and we can start to categorize what is really special to you, what is important to you, what doesn't matter, what somebody else could handle, and it all goes on and on. At the heart of I don't have control of my calendar is a constant obliger ability to just try to show up for everybody who asks for our time. And when that neighbor knocks on the door and says, "Can I borrow you for a few minutes?" it all adds up every minute, every hour of the day that this continues to go on. So we have to find those moments where you are in control, but you think you're not, or you are in control and you're acting like you're not. One great example, I'm sure you get some meeting invitations. Do you get meeting invitations for your calendar? I don't know about you, but because I am so focused on what I want my calendar to look like, when I get a meeting invite, I'm like, who is this? Now, most people are not. Most people are like, okay, meeting invitation, add it to the list, and we don't even ask a question. Do you even bother to go into the meeting invitation? Is there a reason for this meeting? Is it just because? Is it just the norm? Does anything ever happen in this meeting? If it happens every day, how much time tends to get wasted? Is there an agenda for the meeting? Anytime you are in a meeting with someone, there should be a clear objective as to what is happening. Even if it's just, let's touch base so that we can figure out how to support each other. Another part of the equation, though, is that there may be parts of your day that just have to be allocated toward the things that pop up. In my case, I get to have a lot of say over what's over my calendar because I am an owner. But at the same time, I've got fires I gotta put out all the time. It doesn't mean the calendar works out perfectly. I've gotta make executive decisions when those decisions pop up. And so I need to plan accordingly to get the core work done I need to do that is extraordinary to me, but then to also have the time and the flexibility to work with the situations that pop up and be able to check out and hang out with my family without freaking out about work. So how do you take control of your calendar? You get really honest over the fact that you have relinquished control in a lot of ways. If you want to take control, time to be an adult. Time to be an adult and stand up for yourself at the moments where someone is requesting your time and it is not a good use of your time. Especially if you didn't say, oh, we should totally do that, and somebody is asking you to do something that you don't have time for. We need to address why that's being put on your plate, why you're being asked of it, and how else it could get managed. Being an adult doesn't necessarily mean being a jerk. As a matter of fact, I think it's amazing when somebody can be an adult and not be a jerk. Let's try for that. Being an adult means I know where I stand, but somebody else may not. And so what I can do to try to level with them is to try to figure out where they stand and think about their point of view and where they are right now and the support that they need. I may not even be the best person for this job. So let's figure it out together. The more we try to see things from the other side, the more objective we can be, and the more reasonable we can be in the negotiation process of, I can't take that on. I'm sorry, but that doesn't work for me right now. How can I connect you to somebody who can do this better, faster, and more efficient for you because it does not work with my current workload? We can have these conversations, especially if we get used to having them and flex that muscle and learn, they get a lot easier. That's all for today. Thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate it as always. Remember, subscribe for good vibes, kiss the ones you love, and go after the life you want. See you on the next one. Cheers.